We are back. Let's fire up the big board. Well, I'll be living tomorrow night. All 435 House seats are up for grabs. And we can know pretty early, though, tomorrow night, which way the House is going to be heading. And that answer actually may come from watching just one race, or one state with 4 key races, and it is Virginia. So joining me for this big board conversation on how to figure out House control is the man who's going to be calling so many House races for us. It's David Wasserman of the Cook Political Report. And I guess the best way to tell people is if you really need to go to bed by 9 p.m. tomorrow night, then watch Virginia and it will tell you the story. So we're going to help you do that. So help me tell the story here of Virginia. And we begin with Virginia's got 4 seats from Virginia's 10th, the 2nd, the 7th, and the 5th.
For everyone.
It's got some for everyone. The number 1 swing district in that area is the 10th, suburbs of Washington. This is the one that features Barbara Comstock. Probably a lot of people know it geographically. If Democrats aren't winning this one, it'll be a problem. But if they win this one, what does this tell you?
Well, it tells us that Democrats are going to be doing well in these upscale suburbs, places like Minnesota's 3rd district outside Minneapolis, or California's 45th in Orange County. And if Democrats aren't winning these districts, then they should put away the champagne and break out the hard liquor. All
right, so we take you there to Minneapolis, take you over there. Let's go to the other pure swing district of Virginia. It's in Virginia Beach. It's the 2nd district there, features an incumbent, Scott Taylor. This is one of those Democrats have to win if they want the majority.
That's right. These are the bellwether suburbs. They're not the upper crust suburbs like Northern Virginia and Barbara Comstock. These are the middle income suburbs that'll tell us, if
give me a district like it.
Michigan's 8th district in Lansing and the outer Detroit suburbs. These are places that Trump won by only a handful of points, but maybe not 50% of the vote.
So as you can see here, it's sort of middle-class suburbs, as you've been calling them,
right,
in this case, between Lansing and Detroit. Okay. The next one in the Virginia is Virginia's 7th. It's gotten a lot of national attention. Dave Bratt, the guy who beat Eric Cantor a few years ago, the initial Tea Party guy. This one goes, it's from Northern Virginia to Richmond. I mean, it's a big map.
That's right. And these are the districts I would call urban-rural divides, because Democrats are getting out their urban vote in places like the Richmond suburbs, and they're also hoping that turnout is lower in these rural, more Republican portions. So North Carolina 13 would be a district I would look at as well, because that's Greensboro, but it's also rural North Carolina. And the Republican there, Ted Budd, not very well known in his seat.
And a little bit of the Charlotte market as well. So it's a little bit of everything, but not enough in a normal year for Democrats to win. But in a special year, they could.
Yeah, and this race is a culture clash between these two candidates, polar opposite personalities.
The final potential bellwether in Virginia is the biggest stretch for Democrats. It's Virginia's 5th. They've caught a few breaks in this district.
That's right.
In particular. It used to be a swing district, and then it got redrawn to protect it for Republicans, and lo and behold, it's in the battleground.
It is, and it's an open seat. It's probably most famous for the fact that the Republican has been a Bigfoot hobbyist on the side. The Democrat...
Well, be careful. That is a not safe for work Google. That's all I will tell you. Just be careful when you Google it.
That's right. But if Democrats are winning here, a district that Trump won by double digits, it means that they have to be very optimistic about some of the other open seats that Trump won. Florida's 15th district is a good example of that. And that's a place where we'll also get some early votes. If Democrats are winning districts like these, they're in for a big night. So,
what's interesting about Florida 15, this was the heart of Trump's victory in Florida. It was, I always said, you want to know how he won? He won in areas that didn't touch saltwater. And that's he went up the vote. So that would say a lot about the Trump coalition.
Well, it's also the outer Tampa suburbs. And keep in mind, Democrats nominated someone who has experience with citrus. So she has some appeal in Polk County as well.
Interesting. David Wasserman, like I said, you're the man that's in charge of getting this house called. All right? So don't mess it up.
We'll try not to.
I know.
Thanks, Chuck.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel. So thank you. Now do me a favor. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.